This video, we're going to talk about inter-transfer or transfer of fund from one liquidity to another liquidity. So the purpose behind this discussion here is you might have a lot of different kind of accounts which you're managing. For example, you might be having a main account with a bank, where you might be having sub accounts as the credit cards, and you wanted to move certain amount from your main account to your credit cards, and manage the daily activity from the credit card part of it. So if you have a company where you have senior staff which the credit card is facilitated by the company, typically this is a scenario where you want to handle in the system. So what we're going to do here is we are actually going to show you how you can manage this scenario. So before we do anything, let me just try to explain you what you see on the screen. So what you're seeing in the screen here is 6 different journals, liquidity journals, what I have in my system. You can see that one journal, it is named as ADCB Bank. Then I have, credit card which starts with 111 series, credit card with 222 series, credit card with 333 series. And the next account which I'm going to use is main credit card account for NBAD. I've just used these words just for easy understanding purpose. And finally, we can see a cash account, which would be your last liquidity account. Now, it's quite possible that in your organization that you have more number of such credit card accounts. We will also talk about that towards the end of it, that how easy it is to actually create a new credit card and start transferring the fund to that as well, which would be the last part of it. So before we start, let me just briefly explain you what all entries will be shown to you during the demonstration. First of all, we will try to transfer. This is a main account which we have here, which you can see that you have a balance of 100,000 with you. So you have 100,000 balance, but when you look at the credit card which starts with zeros, the 111, 222, or the 333, which is these 3 accounts, does not have any balance, which means that it's 0. So what I'm planning to do here is I'm actually planning to distribute an amount of 12,000 to each credit card, so that each of those credit card can be utilized by the respective department or individual to do their daily activities. So let us see how easy it is to do it, and then we will take care of the second part of it. That is like when you receive a CSV, bank statement, how would you reconcile it? We would also talk about manual statements to be created. So there are some times where you wanted to create a simple manual statement, bank statement. We will also talk about it. And finally, we will talk about the reports where we can see the balances. And towards the end of it, we will create a new credit card. So these are the few things which we will be demonstrating on this video. So before we start anything else, let's look into the trial balance so that we are sure that the numbers are as we wanted to see. So if you come down and if you look at it, you can see that this is the initial balance. So the initial balance is 0 for all the accounts. These are all the some dummy transactions which is done, and this is a final ending balance. So if you look at the final ending balance, you can see that there is a credit balance of 100,000 in cash, and there is a debit balance of 100,000 in your main cash account or main credit card account. So this is the account. We do not have any of the other accounts like 111 or 222 accounts for the credit cards here. We don't have any transactions on that. So let's have a look at it first. Now, what I want to do here is, let us assume that I first wanted to transfer the fund from the credit card to, the main credit card to the 111 account. You can do it with a very simple button here where you can see these 3 buttons. You can click on that, go to the internal transfer. because this is going to be an internal movement of liquidity within your own organization account. So you can click on that internal transfer, which will come with the screen where it is asking what is the amount that you are planning to move. So I'm just putting the amount. You can also put the date, and you can tell that what is the reason that you are actually putting this transfer. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to put it like, initial, or I'll put it this way, 1111 CC transfer. So I'm just telling that this is a transfer, and it automatically comes up with the screen. So what we did here is we told that what is the amount, the date, what is the reason which you want to give it. Now it is telling that, okay, you're moving your money from your main credit card account of NBAD to which account you want to do it. That is a destination journal. So all you need to do here is look out for the credit card which you want to make the payment. So if you look at it, you can see that there is the one which talks about credit card 111. So you click on the save button and you click on the confirm button. That's it. So basically what would have happened here is, if you come back and if you look at it, you can see that there is 100,000 which was there in your account. But right now there is an outstanding payment of 12,000. So when you see an outstanding payment of 12,000, which means that there is some payment which is gone from your account, and this payment which is gone from your account is not reconciled. So since this is a bank account, the bank statement is not generated and it is not reconciled with this. So that is what it means. So at the same time, if you look at the credit card, you can see that there is an outstanding payment of 12,000 which is there, which means that you have 12,000 which is in your account. Again, there you don't have any reconciliation of your bank statement, which is quite fine. But you can see that the balance is here. The 12,000 balance is here. Now let's also do couple more transactions. We will do another 12,000 for these two credit cards. So it's quite simple. I'm going to do the same operation. I'm going to just tell what is the figure that I wanted to transfer it. I'm going to put it like 12,000 again, and I'll tell that this is for this CC transfer, and I'm going to select that specific one, and I'm going to save and confirm it. So that's it. So when I do it, I come back, I can see that my balance in my main credit card is reduced by 24,000, and at the same time, if I look at my credit card which starts with 222, would be having a 12,000 there. Let's do the same thing for the third credit card as well. So I put the third credit card with exactly the same amount. Now I'm just putting this figure just for easy understanding, and I'm selecting the third credit card. Save, confirm. So it is as simple as it is when it comes to sending the money from your account. Now when you send this money from your account, it will show that you have sent this money of 36,000. Now if you want to receive it, it is quite simple. You go to the same whatever credit card you want to receive it, go there, and you have internal transfer there where you have a receive functionality, and you can tell them that where are you receiving this money from. It is from this account, and I will tell that this is the money which I received. Just putting something here. So I receive the fund on this one. So whenever I receive it, it becomes reflected onto my account as well. So this is as simple as it is when you want to do any transactions onto this one. Now, the next thing what you can also do to this entry part here is you can actually create the statement, and we can actually update the bank statement. So you can see that you had 100,000, but you have 36,000 which is already gone outside. So I'm not importing a CSV this one. The next one I'll create an import file for that. So if I want to create a statement, I can just put a statement telling that this is a statement, and I can start by adding. I'll put it like 111 transfer. And what was my transfer? It was 12,000 was my transfer. Then I will go for the second entry. I will tell that it was 222 transfer. Now this could also be done directly from the bank if you're integrating, or if you have those banks which is listed in the company Odoo, so we can add it. Otherwise, we'll have definitely CSV format or different format of bank statements which will be available, so we can use those things for the purpose of it. So I'm just saving it and posting it. So I'm sorry, I did not give the right balance. So 36,000 is actually gone from there. So typically what will happen here is your balance will be there here on the bottom of it. It will be, so if you are creating it manually, normally nobody does create it, you will have the CSV from the bank. So you can post it and you can just click on the reconcile. So you can see that all the entries are visible here. Now this is talking about 333 transfer. So I can use all these entries, whichever one I want to validate it with. I validated this one. Now it comes back with the second one. I can validate that one. And finally I get the last one. I can validate that as well. So this is as simple as it is reconciling it. And when you come back, you would see, your bank trial balance. When you pull this up, you can see that all those 64,000 amount which you have actually given it here, you had 100,000 and 36,000 is gone from your account. At the same time, you have 36,000 which is gone from your main account, which is standing on your outstanding receipts. It is because there we haven't received it and reconciled it. So when you receive it there and when you reconcile it, it will be started reflecting there as well. So let me just show you the reconciliation with respect to Excel file, so that it is easy for us to understand. So there you go. Let me open a CSV file for showing you that. Okay, so this is how normally your files would be looking like when you get it from your bank. The bank would be telling you that you have this much. Right, this is. I'm sorry. I'll take a different file. File open. Okay, so when you open it, typically this is how the bank statement would look like. It will be having a date, probably a description or something, and the amount and the balance. So you just have to tell what is the amount that you actually have in your, typical bank statement. This I'm just trying to replicate a bank statement here. I'm just saving it as CSV so that statement. It is a CSV statement. Statement. There you go. So I created a simple bank statement, and let's try to do the reconciliation with the bank statement. I can straight away go and I have already done an internal transfer to receive the transaction. So if you look at it, you can see that all the transactions will be shown out here. So this is your I think I did not set it as draft. Let me just put the figure there, 12,000, exactly the same amount. So I put that 12,000 and I confirmed it here that I received exactly the same amount which I transferred it. So basically it will tell that whatever is your outstanding, it will be showing it out there. Now this is another case where you will be showing the bank statement. So here I'm just going to select a bank statement, and when I put the bank statement, it will come back. You can test it if there is any errors. If not, you can straight away import it. And when you import it, this is how it is going to look like. You can post it and reconcile it. When you reconcile that amount, whatever is the amount, you can see that it is for 222 account. On all I have to do is validate it. Now you can see that that balance is reflected here. Similarly, if you want 12,000 to be added on to this credit card, we do the same thing. Typically, the bank statement what you receive it, you will be importing that bank statement by just selecting the bank statement, and you can straight away import it, host it, and you can reconcile it. So when you reconcile it, you would be taking that value into the consideration. And I'm trying to do the same thing with the third one, which is again I'm importing it. So I'm selecting the same file here. There you go. I did move it. So if you see that, you can see the balances which is reflecting here, 12,000, 12,000, 12,000. This is a second transaction which I did. I'll show you why I did it, because I want to return that money. If in case I want to return it, we'll show you that part. So you can see the balances here. Now, if you go to the trial balance, you can see that the trial balance would be telling exactly what is your balance. So right now you can see that there is a new credit card account which is reflecting 12,000. All the three accounts are reflecting it. And if you look at this one, the balance is gone that 36,000. So this is how you actually do the transfer of fund from one credit. Now there might be scenarios where you want to return the money from the credit card. You can do the return of money. So let's say that we want to return from 333 account. We can return it. All what you need to do here is do the internal transfer and tell that I want to return it to the main account. And how much I want to send it, I'm returning all the 12,000, and I'm telling that it is a return account, and I'm confirming it. So as simple as it is. And once you do it, you just need to validate that transaction by creating statement value there. And what I'll say here is return, and it is minus 12,000. Balance would be then 0. Post, reconcile it, and I'm going to take this account, validate it. So when I validate it, when I come back, I can see that this money is gone from here, and there is a 12,000 which is pending in the pipeline from the in the main credit card account. So whenever that is reflected on your account, all you need to say here is I received a 12,000 here, and that will tell you that it will become 74,000. Just typing something, 76,000. I'm sorry, 1 2 3. Just posting it, reconciling it. So you can see that the balance from here I have returned it. So the process is like from one journal. If you want to move the journal, the amount from one journal to any of the credit card, I will first send the money from this journal, and then I will go to the other account and I'll receive the money from that account. So that will actually do that complete operation. So this is how the transaction would be looking like when you look at the trial balance. You can see that we had this 333 account. You can see that there was a debit and a credit, and which is neutralized to 0, and that money is come back to this main account, which is 76,000. I hope this is clear. If in case there is some confusion or you would want to get more details about it, feel free to let us know. We would be more than happy to sit with you and explain you in detail how the transaction happens. Thank you.